What's going on, guys? So there's a really cool concept that I learned in this lecture yesterday, and it was just basically like, how do you set up goals? It was a new way to set up goals that wasn't so frustrating. So it was kind of a fun way to set up goals. I was watching kind of this Zen lecture, and this experienced older guy was saying, sometimes what happens when you get into this Eastern philosophy is like it turns into this thing that nothing matters, who cares, kind of why do anything at all. And the problem with that is that you lose, like, for me, I'll just be like, who cares if I don't do the dishes right now, or take out the trash, or make the bed, or shower, or work on this. The ice maker's so loud. Or do all these different things, right? You can just rationalize like not doing all sorts of things just because you don't have to. But that's actually not the just because. I don't want to get into it too much. Let's just stick to the goal setting. So how to set goals that are kind of appropriate and easy. This is just a new thing that I learned. So, and I practiced it. I wrote it down on this notepad back here, my personal thing. So what you have to do is you have to go something that you'll have a 99% success rate on achieving, something that you'd have a 50% success rate on achieving, something that you have a 1% success rate on achieving. So just three categories. And what you're going to do is you're going to come up with something for like the next 2 or 3 days that you have a 99% success rate on. So for me, it was like doing 10 seconds of breathing 3 days in a row, plus reading one line in this book, like for 3 days straight. So I got up, and here's what happens. You'll get up, and I was supposed to read one line. Here's what happens when you do the 99. Like, you're almost guaranteed. You set the bar so low that you're almost guaranteed to win. And then here's what happens. Like, here's just what happened. This morning I sat down to read one line, and guess how many lines I read? I read like maybe 40 or 50, I don't know, something like that, right? So I did like 50x the amount of work that I was going to do when you set the bar really low. And prior to that, I was going to do 0. Okay, did you see how big of a exponential increase that is? The other thing, I was going to do 10 seconds of breathing. How much breathing do you think I did? I did like 5 minutes of breathing. Previously, just breathing, watching yourself breathe, little quiet time to clear the mind, basically reduce stress, reduce anxiety, reduce all the chaos that's going on in your head, right? So, and then since I was clear-minded, then I went off and I made a YouTube video for the Mustang channel and all this, right? So I think what is, that's just so helpful for so many people. Like, write it down. What is something that you would actually do that you're not doing, that you have like almost 100% success rate? And you need to be able to succeed at that, because those are the wins that kind of give you this more motivation to keep going forward. So if you don't have those wins, if you don't set the bar low enough, you'll fail. Like, I was talking to a buddy the other day, and he said he's talking his girl, and it's his friend, but she said, she's going to be abstinent for 365 days. She said, just the heck with this, the heck with guys. I'm not going to sleep with anyone for a year. Now, she's like a party girl, and she's been, she's had, probably, all sorts of relationships in 1 year. She's probably had 6 relationships, who knows, right? So do you think it's realistic for her to go, what's her success rate to go from a relationship every 1 month or 2 months, basically down to, getting off the dating apps and not talking to anyone at all for a year? What do you think the percent? So that's like a 1% success rate, right? So what she needs to do is actually, not to get into someone else's business, but I'm just saying, from my personal experience, I'll talk about myself too. It's the same thing. Like, we get over, you're so messed up in one area of your life that you try to really compensate extreme, and that's okay. But you probably also need to have markers and boundaries on the other areas too. So 99% success, 50% success, 1% success. She only has option C, 1% success rate. She's gonna fail. It's a 99% chance that she's gonna fail because it's too much for her to do. She needs to go, okay, I'm only gonna talk to one guy let's see. So something that would actually work for her, 99% success rate would be like only talk to, only go on. No, it wouldn't even be that. You could say like only go on dates, but don't sleep with people. I mean, that would probably fail also. So she needs to come up with something that she could actually do, which might be like, you know, basically don't, abstinence is one extreme way, but the problem with that is like it's too extreme for her. So it'd be like an alcoholic, cutting them off completely. That's okay, but maybe something more realistic would be like go to an AA meeting once per week. Can you go to an AA meeting once per week? Most people would say, yeah, I can do that. Like that's not so much that I'll fail at that. So that would be like a good way forward. So for her, it might be like, and that's a backwards way to get to fix the problem, because if someone goes to an AA meeting once per week, that will actually help slow down their drinking over time, because they're getting nurtured from the meetings. If you've never been to a meeting, I'm not an alcoholic, but I've been to meetings, and it's like the best thing ever, because you're around people that actually have real problems and they're actually being honest, and they'll be like, I'm a successful lawyer that makes $500,000 a year, but when I start drinking, I'll be like getting prostitutes snorting cocaine in the alley, and I'm married. And that, literally, this is what people say in the meetings. People that you would have no idea that had real problems in their life, and they have real problems. And everyone has a lot of people have, maybe not everyone has that extreme, but there's a lot of people that you don't know about that have big time problems. So set yourself up for success, not failure. She's setting herself up for failure. Maybe one of the things she could do is, can she call a friend that's not, can she call a guy friend or a girl, probably not even a guy friend. Can you call a girlfriend in a non-sexual way and talk to them once per week on the phone about normal things? Or can you go, when she wants to get on the dating apps or whatever, can she go on a walk? That's probably a 50% chance. That's probably too high of a risk. Like that's probably too hard for her to do. Maybe something like really easy would be like pick up the phone and call a girlfriend when you felt the need to like get on the apps or go on a date or go spend time with guys, because that's just a neediness. She really just was wanting connection with everyone, but she doesn't know how to get it. So she's using the dating, because I know. How do you think I know, right? So basically, you need to find a way to connect with people that would be easy, low friction. That's going to be a very successful way to fix that problem. Okay, and then the next thing would be like a 50-50 chance. Yeah, so 50-50, I'm just using her as an example. A 50-50 chance would be like something more like, like go work out 3 days per week and call your friend, somebody every day. That would be a little bit harder to do, but it's always good to just set up that goal. And then the next thing would be something that'd be really hard, like work out every day, call a friend every day, abstinence, and then like, counting your calories. That's going to be really hard for her to do, for more than like 1 day or 5 days. Imagine doing that for 30 days. You'd be a changed person when you got done. That's why it's good to have that goal and to write it all down. And then you can kind of see, and then the point is to see how good you are with your discipline, and to get the feedback so you understand, oh, if I write down that I need to do a breathing meditation in the morning and I need to read the Tao in the morning, I can do that. But you have to set it up as goals, right? And then actually you get a lot of reward from that. You're like much more peaceful, and it changes everything. It kind of changes your life. So that's a new way to kind of have goals. Have this high success rate, medium success rate, low success rate that's more ambitious. But I think a lot of people, they just go so ambitious and they fail. There's a lot of people that are addicted to failing. I coached another girl, and she's had successes, but she's not sure what to focus on. This is called wisdom. I learned this from a talk also, and I was like, yeah, this is a really good talk from this guy. Wisdom is understanding. Everyone can collect knowledge, right? But wisdom is trying to pinpoint what's most important. So what is the important question to ask? What is the important thing to learn? What's the important thing to do with your life? What are the important questions to ask in your life? and that helps you or helps orient you better, right? You know, wisdom is like figuring out, you know, reducing all the noise and like what's important, you know, and it's like, don't be fat is important. If you're not fat, that reduces like a lot of your comorbidity. Like you're not going to die as fast if you're not fat. You're not going to have cancer. You're not going to have diabetes, all the heart disease, all the things that kill most people. Like 90% of people, I'm throwing numbers out there, but all the things that kill people are heart disease. The number one things are like heart disease and cancers and suicide and da-da-da. There's a few things, right? And accidents. So like, if you just are a little bit more careful so you don't have accidents, like car accidents, and you don't drink and you're not fat, you know how much that will improve your lifespan? It'll improve your lifespan by like 10 years over the average person. If you just don't like get drunk and be fat, and no one wants to hear this, I'm sure you guys are gonna rip me to shreds, but basically that will like reduce reduce your likeliness of dying of heart disease, all the things that everyone dies from. If you're not fat and you don't drink alcohol, you're not going to have those accidents and you're not going to die from those things. So I digress. I got off on another tangent there, but that's wisdom. You're trying to figure out what is actually important. And then you're like, oh, investing your money is important, or learning new skills. Those are both really important things. Probably learning more skills, or reading spiritual stuff that helps you be more centered. That might even be the number one thing, so that you can figure out if it's even important to just hyper focus on your skills. Maybe it's more important to hyper focus on other things, but that's wisdom, knowing what's important. If you don't know what's important, there's a million different things to look at. You have to start realizing, oh, these things don't matter at all. What actually is important? And then that's the wisdom. What actually is important? And it's like working out with my buddy Daniel in the morning. That's so important because it's a bond. It gets me up, gets me out. Sunlight. It's something to do with someone else. So we have a little bit of we do have competition, but it's also discipline. It's like iron sharpens iron. It's two people that are, you know, alpha and working hard against each other, and it helps us, and it's good, and it's positive, and it keeps us on the path. That's like the most important thing. And then reading is important for me. And then I just try to share this stuff, and those are like, and then take, you know, and investing, eating healthy, exercising, and having healthy relationships. Those are like, you know, there's a lot of crap that you can lose your mind on because there's so much stuff. So quit watching the news. All right. Hope that was helpful. Let me know in the comment section if it was. Let me know what you think about the, like drop some of the things in the comments that you could do, like 1% success rate, 50-50, or 99% success rate. And just lower the bar so you actually get out there and do things. So hopefully that was helpful, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're new to the channel and you want to hear more stuff like this.